packs of grease on his shirt and says he has a flat tire. You guys go away. Some jock.
Everybody good there? Very good. Thanks for coming to the Rivalry Week press conference. Quarterback Dalton Sneed, Dante Olson, and Jesse Sims, and Coach Bobby Hauck. Coach, we'll start with you and just your final thoughts about the Weber State game.
Well, it was a big game and certainly a great team win for us. I was pleased that we had a chance to play everyone, and got a lot of young guys, a lot of plays, and there's some things to learn from it. We didn't play well enough in the fourth quarter, and those guys need to play a little bit better.
And we'll start with your thoughts on this week.
Yeah, I think about the rivalry game a lot through the year. I grew up around it, and I think we're really lucky to have a long-standing traditional rival. I think it's just a really cool deal that it's been played as many times as it has, and it's just a great game. But I also think that the animosity and the bitterness around it is out of hand. Is to the point where I don't think it's healthy. It certainly isn't any fun. And I know people down there. I've got a lot of friends that are down there. People I've known for 40 years, and their pres is a nice lady. Their AD's a nice guy. I know a lot of those people, and I just think it's become a little bit overbearing, frankly. So, it's a big game. We're going to try hard to win it.
Questions for Coach?
What's the coolest part about this week for you?
Winning if you get a chance to win.
You said you spent a lot of time thinking about the rivalry game. How do you get yourself and your team to a point where they're at a very high level but not too high a level so they can go and execute in the game?
I'm not too worried about too high level ever in any game. I think that usually takes care of itself after about a play or two for each guy. So, our guys are aware who we're playing this week. So, everybody knows who we're playing.
Does it mean more that it's both top 10 matchup between both of you guys?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that has. That would probably, the difference in opinion on that would probably be as diverse as everyone in the room. But I know personally, and I can speak for these three, we don't really have pay any attention to that, and haven't been involved in it for a long time. I could never tell you in the game if we were ranked or they were ranked.
Is there added pressure in this game since Montana State has won the last three coming into this one?
That's not something I've really thought about.
When you throw the film on, let's start with them offensively. What first pops out to you?
I've watched mostly the kicking game so far. I've spent the last probably 24 hours on the kicking game. So they're doing a good job there. And they've got good specialists. They play hard.
Montana State leads the league in rushing. I think you guys lead the league in rush defense. So what do you think of just that matchup?
Well, we were kind of in a game like that last week where there's some similarities. It's November. The game's in the state of Montana. As I just mentioned, we're all from Montana. And you got to be able to run the ball, and both sides are going to try to do that.
Jesse, your initial thoughts on your last Cat-Griz game?
Looking forward to it. Absolutely.
What's it been like playing in this rivalry, and what do you think of this specific matchup you guys have ahead of you on Saturday?
I guess it's something that grows a little more every year from my being here. I'm excited to go do it one last time.
Dante and Dalton, both of you guys, what was maybe the biggest eye-opening thing about this rivalry when you guys got to Montana? Obviously, a lot of your teammates grew up with it. What was the most eye-opening thing? And start with you, Dante.
I guess you don't really understand it until you get here. Like you said, probably the hatred between the two teams, and the fans, and it's pretty ruthless, all that kind of stuff. So it's a big rivalry for sure.
Same to you, Dalton. Kind of similar question.
Yeah, I'd say likewise. I've been other places, and rivalries aren't as great as this one. I know it's a big game, and it's like Dante was saying, everyone in the community is involved and knows how big of a game it is.
Dante, Montana State's ability to run the ball, they've shown that the last couple of years against you guys. They've shown it this year. So what's the key to that matchup for the defensive side?
Controlling up front, and, you know, just like every week the formula is to stop the run, and that's what we got to do.
How hard is it when a team has 3 or 4 or maybe 9 running backs that they're going to throw at you in any given game as opposed to just a guy or 2?
I mean,
You guys 9 running back?
9 or maybe 12. It's hard to say on any given week.
We got the ball, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a little high there. Okay, 6, but a lot.
Just read a key and go get the ball. That's what football is. So that's what it comes down to. Right?
That's right. Tackle.
Coach, do you have a favorite memory from the rivalry game?
There's a lot of good ones, you know. I think the 95 game, kicking the field goal at the end of the game to win it down there, or the I think it was the 89 game where my brother Tim blocked a punt out here for a touchdown. Dwayne Hahn scooped it up. That was awesome.
Bobby, you guys have faced a couple of the best defensive.
6 block punts in 86 were pretty fun too.
6 in one game. You guys have faced some of the best defensive lines in the conference already, Sac State, Weber State. So do you think your offensive line's battle-tested, and how would you just evaluate the way they're playing right now?
Well, we're 11 games in, so everybody's battle-tested at every position on both sides. But those guys have played well. They've done a nice job, I think, and I've said this many times this season, but I admire those guys on our offensive line because they embraced working hard and improving, and they have.
When they've used a lot of different guys that are taking snaps, all chips on the table type game, do you have to prepare for, who knows, they might use, Troy Anderson more than normal, or, how do you go into a game like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they aren't going to give us a game plan, so we'll try to do our best to prepare for any eventuality. I mean, if they play one guy at quarterback the whole game, we'll be ready for it, whoever that is. If it's 15, then we'll be ready for him.
How hard is it, though, to prepare for a team that can be so multiple, both at the quarterback spot, in the run game, and the +1 run game, and so forth?
Well, if you'd asked me that in 1995, the first time I saw some of this stuff, it was harder. You're trying to figure out how to stop it. From a numbers standpoint, there's nothing real new that we haven't seen for the last, 95 to 2019, 24, 25 years. First time I remember seeing it was the Bishop kid at Kansas State who ended up getting drafted by the Patriots. It was hard because we hadn't played against it much. I mean, a lot of people are running a lot of quarterback run stuff these days.
How would you describe what they like to do defensively? They'll pressure you a little bit. They'll man you some. Mix at fronts. Like to bring the corner some. That's it.
Dalton, what do you remember about Montana State's defensive scheme from a year ago, and what do you think of just the way you guys are operating on offense right now?
Just like Coach said, they do multiple different things. As far as our offense, I think we're doing a good job of executing. I think we need to do a better job of helping our defense and having more sustaining drives, keep them off the field as much.
When there's so much on the line in a game like this, are you, as a player, able to enjoy this week, like in all the prep and the focus for it? Is it enjoyable for you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime I'm doing anything football related, I'm having fun. I know everyone here has passion and heart for this game, and wouldn't be here if it weren't that case. So I know everyone loves position winning.
Dalton, with Samari over 1,000 yards, Big Sky Offensive Player of the Week, where have you seen him make the biggest strides this season?
I'd definitely say just in the off season, his work ethic and approaching the game. Not to say he wasn't doing that, but he really took that next step. And the thing that I think he does the best this year is making people miss. I mean, every time you see him catch the ball, he's making one or two defenders miss every time he gets the ball in his hands. I think he's done a terrific job of extending plays and yards after catch.
Coach, do you like the Brawl of the Wild nickname?
Doesn't matter whether I like it or not. It's not a term I use.
If Monty and Champ are in a mascot fight, who you got?
I'm not sure. I've never been able to figure out why they call their mascot Champ, though.
Anybody else?
Second year, RTD, Return to Donovan's, has kind of been your guys' mantra. What would it mean to be able to host a playoff game in your second year, and with it, maybe signify?
Unless I miss my guess, I just have a. We'll be hosting.
Yeah. So what's that going to mean to be able to?
Well, we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves there a little bit. We got a big game this weekend. I mean, we've got a team we're playing this week that's won 8 games, and they're going to be a heck of a challenge for us. But it'll be nice to be back in the playoffs, and certainly past experience would be that the Grizz Nation and people around Missoula have a good time with playoff games.